Okay guys, today we have a 2006 on the dyno. This is a truck owned by Tom Kelley out of Florida. It is a 2006 with 12,000 miles. It is literally perfect. If you look underneath the truck, it's brand new. Under the hood, interior, everything is still brand new. It was kept in a heated and cooled garage for 10 years, and Tom has decided to put a Predator motor from D&J in it, and it also has 300% overs, two 12mm stroker pumps, and a stainless diesel knuckle sandwich 72 485 twin setup. We're getting ready to do an engine break-in. It is brand new. And then we will be doing some dyno pulls. He wants to have some tunes to do the 770 index class, the 670 index class, and then some max effort stuff. We did also install a nitrous controller, Maximizer 5. It does have 2 stages of nitrous on it. It's not really necessary, but we're going to do it and have some fun. We also did a bolt-in roll bar. You saw a little bit of that in one of our other videos. But we're going to showcase this truck a little bit. It is 100% mint condition, and we're going to have some fun today. Okay, first dyno pull, we killed it, 423 horsepower. But no, really, it has a TTVA code in it, which puts it in limp mode, and it's only going to like 25% fuel. So Larson is under the truck trying to fix it because I don't want to get dirty. Okay, we got the TTVA issue fixed. Actually, the orange wire on the TTVA signal side we didn't have any continuity. We ended up pulling the harness off of the ECM and off of the TTVA and did a continuity check, and there was a breach in connection, and we found the main transmission harness had the orange wire, which is the signal wire for the TTVA, was pushed out of the plug. So apparently when the engine went back in, the plug got reconnected, the orange wire pushed out. It's kind of a freak thing, but we got it back together and we're ready to make some noise. Okay, we did first pull. This is on tune 1, turned all the way down, 1200 microseconds, and only 20 degrees of timing. We're shooting for like a 700 to 750 horsepower goal, trying to target in the 770 class. It only made 505, and looking at the log, we are only making 19,000 rail, and both 12mm pumps are wide open, and that is telling us that we either have a rail pressure relief valve that is leaking, or we have the fuel lift pump, something's not plumbed correctly. Like I said, brand new build. This is why we put it on the dyno, so we can look at this stuff right away before turning it loose to the customer. We're going to go back to the truck, see what we can find, and we will keep on dynoing. So we retorqued the feed tubes. The feed tubes moved, I don't know, quarter turn on some of them, and sometimes it's just once there's heat in it we can actually get a better crush on it. We'll put the rail back on, see if it's any better, and hopefully that fixes it. If not, we will keep looking for a high pressure fuel leak. The 6-7 rail pressure relief valve goes right here, and any fuel that bypasses the relief valve or doesn't seal leaks out here. So instead of running the relief valve return back to the tank, we ran a separate hose down under the truck so we could see if the relief valve was leaking or returning fuel. So we just plugged off the return circuit and put a temporary hose on just for our test so that we could see where the high pressure fuel leak was. Okay guys, we're on day 2 of dynoing this truck, and we've been fighting a high pressure fuel leak. So far on Friday we went over the pressure relief valve. We put it in, it got better, but it did not fix the problem. We retorqued the feed tubes. We made sure that there's 5.9 feed tubes in a 5.9 head. We have had occasionally random trucks that leak with a 6.7 feed tube in a 5.9 head. This was not the case on this truck. So retorqued the feed tubes and put a new relief valve in it. Still leaked. This morning we did this check on the relief valve and found that we still have fuel pouring out of there. So we're guessing that it's not sealing up on the rail correctly. This is a brand new Cummins rail. but we will probably swap a new rail on and see if we can seal this thing up to where we can turn the power up and make some power. Now, right here is where we tapped in temporarily to see our lift pump pressure. This is 8AN hose, and so we have a fitting that has a 1/8 inch MPT fitting that we adapted just for a temporary lift pump pressure, so we could verify that we do have lift pump pressure, that that's not the problem. Okay guys, we got the 6-7 rail pressure relief valve issue resolved. This is a 2200 bar relief. This pops off at, I think 2200 bars, what, 31,927? I don't know, I'm pulling from memory, I can't quite remember. But we got the relief valve issue fixed. We're getting ready to make a dyno run. Hopefully we've got good rail pressure now and we can actually make some power. So let's run it again. Hopefully we can hit our high 700 horsepower target for the 770 index. This is tune 1. We'll make a run and then we will turn it up and have some fun. Okay, on that last run, we're making fuel pressure now. We don't have any leaks, but what we are getting is we're getting some rail surge, is what we call it, and that's where you hear the RPMs fluctuate. You could hear it in the sound clip of that dyno, and you can also see it in the data log. If you can pay attention to the rail pressure, the actual rail pressure, it's overshooting, undershooting rail pressure. We've added current in the tuning to try to get rid of that, but it's still struggling to smooth out. And these 12 mil pumps have modded FCAs on them, the fuel control actuator. So we're gonna pull the modded FCAs off and we're gonna put stock Cummins FCAs on to see if that helps with our pressure regulation. The modded FCA does help with fuel delivery at high RPM, full power, but we're well within, I mean, we're not even using a fraction of what these pumps are capable of. At this, I mean, we should be able to make 1400 horsepower and not be able to get anywhere close to what the pumps are maxed out on. So we should be able to make 1400 horsepower, no problem, on 2 stock FCAs. If that helps our fuel control regulation, we're gonna do it.
So we changed out the FCAs, the modded FCAs for factory Cummins FCAs, and it definitely helped with the rail surge. Rail's not overshooting, undershooting anymore. We have a little better control on rail pressure, and so I think we're going to stick with the Cummins FCAs instead of the modded ones, since we have a little bit better control over the rail pressure overshooting and undershooting.
We got Tom Kelley's truck all wrapped up. Well, I believe this is Austin, which would be Tom's son's truck, all wrapped up. But we finished the day with a pull of 1,377 horsepower. That was with a 78 jet of nitrous. A little bit of fun. We did a peak of 1,223 horsepower on fuel. A little bit lower than what we often see with these turbo setups. We've had some over 1,300 horsepower. But we're also not trying to tear it up on the first day, but we've got everything broke in. We did 32 dyno pulls over the past 2.5 days. We kind of had a little bit of everything fight us on us, from the TTVA wire being pushed out of the plug, the fuel, the rail pressure relief valve. That was kind of an interesting thing because we learned some things with how the rail pressure fluctuations with the modded FCAs were fighting us, because we were getting some pressure spikes that were blowing the relief valve open, so it wasn't actually a relief valve problem as much as it was pressure spikes. So once we went to the stock FCAs, the truck acted so much better. It was a lot easier to tune, and we made almost 1,400 horsepower with still using like 50% of the pumps. So there's really no need for a modded FCA with two 12 mil pumps at the 1,400 horsepower range. But we have 2 tunes for the 770 index, 776 horsepower for tune 1, 785 horsepower for tune 2. That should get him really close to the 770 index and gives him a little bit of range to turn it up and down if he's a little bit off the number. Then we have tune 3 at 1020 horsepower, and tune 4 and 5 we have set up for the 670 index at 1195 horsepower and 1225 horsepower, 1223. But then he can turn the maximizer 5 on and either put a 55 jet on and make 1297 with a 55 jet and 1377 with the 078 jet. So it's got a 700 horsepower range of power that he can choose from depending on what he wants to do with the truck, from daily driving to racing or dyno competition. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and hope you guys enjoyed this truck. It's awesome to work on trucks like this that are immaculate and clean, and it's a lot of horsepower and a lot of fun. Also, guys, remember to like and subscribe to our channel. We are hoping to keep continuing doing a lot of these videos. Hopefully you might notice this video has some better audio and video. We did get a better camera and audio. If you have other feedback for us, let us know. We're trying to make it better and get you guys as much information as possible on the stuff that we do on a daily basis here at Firepunk. Take care, guys.